Oh, hey guys! Dude, that sun is just blasting inside my face. Excuse you, kitty. Excuse you, Mr. Fat. Hey, well, come on. Come on. My cat's distracted me. He's like, I want to get down. Well, come on. Come say hi. Or just do that. Or just rub on the phone. That's cool too. He's right there. Asshole. Lay down. No. Boy, you're being so good until I bring out the phone. Then you're like, excuse me. I'm the star of the show here. Okay, actually, you're the star of the show. I'm just a nobody cat. I'm the B-lister. You're the A-lister here. Psst. Come on. Come on. Well, oh my God. Nice booty. You know, watch the cat. You put too much booty on YouTube, you're going to get banned. You're going to get us banned. Hope you guys enjoy the booty. He's giving me a porn star, don't you guys know? Now that we're in a minute and a half of talking about booty from a cat, the fuck is... I don't even know what goes on this channel anymore. But hey, today is January, 28th, I think? Yeah. I don't know what day it is anymore. We're here in Laramie, Wyoming, at the Petro. And I've been... Sorry, I just looked at the sun and I'm seeing stars. So I'm having to have my eyeballs readjust. That didn't really help. Do you mind? We've been here since Thursday. Today is Saturday. We're probably going to be here till Monday. Nothing to load. I mean, nothing to load did. To load, I was even pushing hard. I was projecting to be in Logan, Utah, Friday. To make that week an $8,000 week. Now that week's only going to be a $4,000 week, and I'm probably going to be negative $250. So it's not horrible, but as I always wanted to be negative is because this was the second load for that week. The first load, I mean, it was like 4,200 miles, like, for the week, right? Because I went from Logan to Winchester, Virginia, Virginia, up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I was going back to Logan. And I stay off I-80 through toll roads, the turnpike. So I go down. I take 36, pretty much. I take Lincoln, drop down to 29, and 36 all the way into 70 in Indianapolis. So that's the way I come back too. So I said about 4,200 miles. That's probably a bit more. And why is it every time I bring out the camera and it's recording, you get all like, you become a toddler. You get all excited. You start misbehaving. You got a fucking toddler in this truck. I forgot what I said. Oh. So the first load pretty much covered all the bills. It was going to cover the truck payment, all the fuel cost, pretty much by itself. And this load is going to pretty much be all profit. If I turned these two loads in, I was looking at having about $3,800 take home. Fucking amazing, right? I could have never done that at JCT. And I could even get more money out of that if I was better with fuel. This truck, I don't know. This truck isn't set up really for doing this. It's more set up for pulling doubles, so it's a little bit more thirsty. Doesn't get as great as fuel mileage. Like, if I ever had that fucking Volvo show, and that Volvo, I should easily get 1,500 to 1,600 miles. Easily, just because how it's set up. And it's set up for this. It's like an 8.5 MPG truck. It has 250 gallons. This one has 220. But I don't know. Cat's behaving now. He's laying down. But like I said, so this is going to be a great week, because I've had a couple of these before, where I've had $8,000 a week, $9,000 weeks, and Now, they were in the Yellow Banana, so they weren't as good as I was idling 24/7, but I still took home 32, 33. This one's going to give me 38. Now, there's a plus side of this, so that means whenever the fuck I turn this load in, I'm assuming Monday, even if it's Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to start next week with $4,000 almost immediately. So it's going to make up for the negative. It's going to take care of the truck payment. I still got like 100 gallons or 100 or 120 gallons I can still use. And it's the start of next good week. Problem, I already was set up though to pick up a cookie load. I mean that 4-stopper load again. That would have been great. I would have put the following week another, or would have made. Now it's gonna would have turned the following week an $8,000 load or $1,000 a week, and I would have take home about 38, 39, maybe more. Actually, it would have been about 45. Would have been about 45 if I turned this load in, this today or tomorrow, whatever, and did the cookie load, picked the cookie load, and did that. That would have taken, after the fuel, I would have taken home 45 if I was not making an extra truck payment to set myself up to go home. So, there's a lot of what the fuck's going on right now. I have no idea. It's a day by day. But today was one of those days that was like, you quickly realize how short life is. I was sitting here Thursday, I pulled in Thursday. Oh, okay. I just get across like I-25 and going west of Cheyenne, and they close I-80 past Laramie. I was like, okay, there's blizzard warning that night and tomorrow, or that day and tomorrow. So I mean Thursday and Friday. I was like, okay, so it's gonna be open Saturday. Okay, sure, I'll keep going. I mean, I'm only 6 hours away from dropping it. Shouldn't be a problem. Roads, they weren't bad to me, but somebody fucked up. But I was like, so roads were open either Friday night, Saturday, and I'll just run it then. But also, as soon as I parked at Laramie to Cheyenne closed. I-25 northbound closed. And when I parked at Laramie, only 2 hours. It was like, I can't go down to, there's no point in going 70, because 70's also having issues with accidents. So it was like, I don't know. We're just gonna figure it out. I was placing a bet that something would open without adding on an insane amount of miles. That bet was wrong. But Saturday, about Saturday at noon, roads did open. They opened up, and I was like, cool. I ordered food, and I was like, I'm gonna wait an hour, let people get ahead of me, let the very, very impatient speed wagons get ahead of me. That was probably the wrong call. I should have remembered where the fuck I am and my state. I should remember my state very well. But I was hungry too, so I was like, I'm gonna eat. I headed out about 1, and from here to Rollins it's only 2 hours. So I was like, that's just these next 2 hours. It's gonna suck, but we'll get through it. I got about an hour into it, and I started seeing signs that I may be getting shut down on the road, heading westbound, or me being turned around forcefully. And sure enough, within a 5-mile stretch of where I started seeing signs, there was 2 pileups: a 25 vehicle and a 40 vehicle, with at least 1 dead, at least. And it's probably a couple more. Probably a few more injuries in there. And also remember, casualties does not mean just dead. It also means wounded. So there's quite a few casualties. And I was like, well, that just ruined this whole plan. So luckily, where it happened right after on the Wagon Hound rest area. Truckers will know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, it's Elk Mountain. There's a reason why Elk Mountain has horror stories, because is the area, especially when it's windy. But it was right up to the Elk Mountain rest stop, which is the Wagon Hound. So at least there was that on-ramp and off-ramp that where they were turning us around. So at least we were turned around right back to where we came from, which kind of sucked, but so I've been sitting on the road. Now, sitting on the road and just sitting there in line, I was watching visibility come and go, meaning I couldn't see more than 100 feet just sitting still. And it was coming and going. It was like every minute or two, it like widened it out and it like disappeared. And when I mean wide out, it's because of snow. It's from all the snow around the road that's being picked up from the wind and tossed into the air. And it's why the pileup started. As you have roads that already posted a variable speed limit of 35 or... I don't know. It wasn't that bad to be going 35. I'm probably about to get fucking just destroyed in comments for this. But I was doing about 45 to 50. Obviously, I had traction. Had no issues. I didn't... Still fucking alive, surprise. Like, clearly, you know, driver skill matters too. Knowing, you know, when to slow down also. But you also have, when you throw in variable driver skills, it's a recipe for disaster. Especially when you throw in the wideouts that are coming and going every couple of minutes, or you're just watching trucks disappear. It's just one of these days where you just quickly reminded, well, life's short. Life is indeed short. And honestly, doing this job and doing towing, it's kind of, sorry, getting distracted. It's kind of helped me in a few ways. Like, believe it or not, this job alone by itself helped me in my relationships. It made me kind of think, made me more caring. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like more selfless, maybe. Yeah, it's probably the right word. More selfless. Instead of worrying about me, I understood life's short, you know, so why not treat the person like you'll never get to see him again tomorrow? Like, that's a shitty way to look at it, but it's like, I told the ex all the time, my job is like, my job has taught me that tomorrow is never guaranteed. So it's like, things I may not be comfortable doing before, I'm more willing to do them now, just because I don't know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and I don't want, you know, if I can set standards for somebody that they at least look for, if the worst happens, cool. That's kind of like my mindset. That's only because of this job. This job's helped me kind of realize that and put it in. Character growth is important to me. So. This is one of those days, and then like, you know, when we're coming back, we're driving back towards Laramie, so I'm going east now. You know, I want to go west. Going east, and I see cop after cop after cop, and tow truck after tow truck just hauling, you know, well, not hauling ass, but they're hauling out there, and it's just constant reminders, like, yeah, life's not guaranteed out here, and as simple as one little mistake causes a domino effect. Now, a lot of the issue out here isn't. A lot of people say speed, but I firmly disagree. Now, it is partly speed, but it's not the biggest reason. Spacing is the biggest reason. What I mean by that, like I said, I was doing 45 to 50. I mean, that was technically over the variable speed limit, but I was being unsafe about it. Because I left a lot of spacing. When I started coming up on trucks, I back it down a little bit as I'm around vehicles, and then when I started getting away from them, I start picking it back up. You need to have space in order to slow down. You can't expect to go 50 and fucking hug another, you know, no vehicle ass expect to stop in time. They also got to be able to use their fucking eyeballs too. And common sense is kind of important. You know, you got to be able to understand how to read the road. Just because the road looks like shit doesn't mean it's shit, but just because the road looks good doesn't mean it's good either. Oof. That one was stuck in my throat trying to get it out. But it's also bad timing, because I am going home instead of March, and this is some of the most important time for me to saving up money going home. So I really need to get some really good 3 weeks now. It's just, I don't know. Summer's gonna be a lot easier to save money because I'm not having to worry about weather. Because weather does affect money making. It's like having downtime like this. Most likely I'm about to lose about a week here. And well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's technically 3 days, but but that is a week if you think about it in terms of load. Like, I'm realistically only doing anywhere from 2 to 4 loads a week. So that is losing 3 days in that. That's huge. That's half a week pretty much. Pretty much my next week, unless I get a really big trip I could turn in, or if I am able to plan away 3 regional trips. I mean, I get back over to Logan, and I get load from Logan to Pacific Northwest, and Pacific Northwest down to Salt Lake, and then back up by Friday. That would make it nice. Because if there's 1750 on average for those 3, because man, I'm on contract loads. Okay, I'm getting percentage contract loads. And they're about average of what the market is right now. So just kind of shitty. But some of those would pay better, like the 1750. I just when I'm thinking about math and doing all my math per week, I shoot for 1750 for that Salt Lake to Pacific Northwest goal. That's kind of what I want to maintain average for each trip, even though some of them do pay a little bit more. Not much, but a little bit more. So if I do 1750, that's $5 grand right there. So that'd be $9 grand. So there's that's an extra grand I pretty much would make than if I just did this cookie load. I don't know what we could do about Wyoming. I don't know. Wyoming is such a rare state for the weather it gets, because Montana gets the snow and the wind. But Montana has a lot more mountains, so it has a lot more shielding and a lot more trees in the western half of the state. That's also why eastern Montana has a lot of issues, the same issues that Wyoming has, and North Dakota and South Dakota has, because it is more of the plains. And Wyoming's a lot of plains with the rolling hills, well, big hills, not really rolling hills, it's not like Missouri, but big hills. And you just get, the wind comes through unmolested, and nothing slows it down. Like I said, Montana gets the same amount of wind, but the tree stuff slows it down. The mountain slows it down. Just because there's going to be 70 mile an hour winds, if there's a lot of natural barriers or a lot of hills, the wind has to go up, but not a lot of downhills, it doesn't feel as strong. Wind is, think of wind like a water. The wind is intense, acts just like a water. The wind will get stronger or weaker based on terrain around it. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. I know that there's a bill that they're trying to work around to move I-80, or at least build a second option of I-80, meaning they would have this one, and they would also build an addition for I-80, kind of for example, let's say truckers go use Route B, and Route B would be the old 30 rate, and that's what they want to build another I-80 there from Laramie to Rollins, and that'd be option B. So truckers are it's mandatory for truckers to take that route if this was done, instead of going through Elk Mountain. But cars can go through Elk Mountain, just not trucks. Now 30 still has issues; they can still close, but it's not as, yes, it gets the wind, but there's not as much terrain. Really, Elk Mountain's problem is just Arlington, Elk Mountain. That's really the two big problems. It's because it's a lot of big hills they climb, and a lot of downhills with some curves at the bottom. And it's usually a curve in Arlington, especially, is where people lose it going westbound. That's a lot of accidents there. Just one of the it's probably the second biggest issue for Wyoming. It's the WAM setter. What is it? Point of Rock to Creston, really. The reason why it's just so flat there. It's just so flat and so open. And they got a lot of blowing snow. When the road's already wet and they got a lot of blowing snow, it just instantly ices the road up. Instantly. And you could sand it all for a day. You'll be losing that battle every day. No. Salt's not a guaranteed either. Salt has parameters it works in. That's why Wyoming is mostly sand. with about 10 to 20% salt mix to keep the sand from sticking together and hardening up, but also to keep it down the road. That's a wet sand. Is what we do pretty much. That's why they put salt in there to keep it from sticking. But that can only do so much too when trucks are running it over, and then you have all the blowing snow across the road. All you gotta do, if you want to see what I'm talking about, is go YouTube out like I-80 crashes, Wyoming I-80 crashes, a Wyoming I-80 winter or something. Like, just look at all the blowing snow. Look at hear the wind. Just look at the snow being thrown up in the air. It's not even snow. It's just literally just snow being picked up off the ground, tossed up, and blown sideways. Which is why there's a thing in Wyoming called ground blizzards. That's what that is. Where it's whitening out like vehicles and stuff, like even tall ass trucks like us, like over 13 feet, it's just whitening us out. It's because it's just being picked up the ground, it's thrown sideways, and there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. Need to get the heat turned on this truck. But hey, remember guys, try to be safe for everybody. Just try to be safe. You can't always protect everybody, but your driving can sometimes protect other people. So hey, try to take care of each other out here, even for the assholes. You don't want their death on your hands. It's better to try to prevent it. But hey, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.